Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Thursday, the 23rd of July. I'm up at the camp, leading the teen worship camp or teen leadership camp this week, and I'm probably ready to pull my hair out, but I'm also probably having a great deal of fun. I'm recording this on the Friday before I leave, so I want to share with you a devotion called "What's Your Name," and it's from our Daily Bread back in February 3rd, Friday, February 3rd of 2023. And it is written by, sorry, it's Saturday, February 4th, 2023 by Mike Whitmer. And the scripture it brings up is Ruth chapter 1, verse 20. And it says, "Don't call me Naomi, call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." What's your name? Jen remarried after her first husband died. The children of her new husband never accepted her, and now that he's passed away too, they hate her for remaining in their childhood home. Her husband left a modest sum to provide for her. His kids say she's stealing their inheritance. Jen is understandably discouraged, and she's grown bitter. Naomi's husband moved the family to Moab, where he and their two sons died. Years later, Naomi returned to Bethlehem empty-handed, except for her daughter-in-law Ruth. The town was stirred and asked, "Can this be Naomi?" She said they shouldn't use that name, which means my pleasant one. They should call me Mara, which means bitter, because I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Is there a chance your name is bitter? You've been disappointed by friends, family, or declining health. You deserved better, but you didn't get it. Now you're bitter. Naomi came back to Bethlehem bitter, but she came back. You can come home too. Come to Jesus, the descendant of Ruth, born in Bethlehem. Rest in his love. In time, God replaced Naomi's bitterness with the joyful fulfillment of his perfect plan. He can replace your bitterness too. Come home to him. And the question he posed here is, what name describes you? What does it mean for you to live out the name that describes who you are in Jesus? And the prayer, Father, I'm coming home to find my rest in your Son. What a beautiful prayer. What a beautiful thing to think that we could come home to find our rest in Jesus. I was caught by that "What's your name?" because my name, of course, is Rachel. And when I was a kid, my mom told me several times, like, "I called you Rachel because it can't be shortened." Well, yes, it can. Rach, Raquel, Ray, Shelley, you name it, I've been called that. I remember when I was about 6 years old, we lived in St. Thomas, and it was a spring or a fall evening because the windows were closed. It wasn't warm enough to have them open. And I remember playing tag out in the backyard. Mom was doing dishes in the kitchen, which looked out on the backyard. And we still had, I think I had a denim jacket on. It was cool enough not to have the windows open. And one of the kids called me Rach. And my mom whipped open the window and said, "Her name is Rachel." And I just remember thinking, like, she got like Superman ears or something. How did she hear that? But she named me in particular. She named me for a reason. And I have a name. It means you, EWE. But it's biblical. It's not spelled the same as the Bible, but it's biblical in intent. And Rachel was a chosen one. She was one that Jacob chose to marry, and she was the mother of Joseph and Benjamin. And I've always enjoyed my name. I like the balance of it, the way it's spelled. A capital R, an AC, and a tall H, and a small AE, and a tall L. It's balanced on it on the page. And for whatever reason, that gives me great peace. But it's also a name that, when it's said just right, it's gentle and beautiful. Lots of people say my name not right. I remember the first time I really remember hearing my name spoken by someone who wasn't related to me, and I remember thinking, he just said that perfectly. It was the photographer for grade 12 high school pictures for the yearbook. And just the way he said my name, it was like, wow, he got it. The particular enunciation. I don't even say my name the way I wish it was said. There's very few people who actually say my name in a way that speaks to me. Even Rob doesn't usually, because he doesn't call me that very often. When he does call me that, he's usually trying to calm me down or tick me off. He's got lots of other pet names for me, but he doesn't often call me by my first name. And now I'm just called Bishop People don't call me Rachel. It drives me crazy. But there's something about our names. There's something about the names that we are given, names that we choose. Lots of people have nicknames. Lots of people, although many won't admit to it, lots of people sort of chose their own nickname. Some people, that moniker is pushed on them from a joke or a klutzy moment or something they were really good at when they were kids. But a lot of people sort of develop their sense of what their name is. When my husband's name is Robert, and when I met him, he introduced himself as Rob. But when I met his family, they all called him Bob. And it turns out that when he was about 8 or 9 years old, he announced that he wanted to be Robert. And he was named after his grandfather. And he wanted to be known as Robert. And only his grandfather called him Robert from then on. Everybody else kept calling him Bob. So anybody who met him before a certain age calls him Bob because it's how he was introduced to them. But everyone who has met him since a certain age know him as Rob or Robert, and it depends on the context. The way we use our name, the way we introduce ourselves, the way we honor or don't honor our names says a lot about what we think of ourselves, what we think about what other people think of us. It's a really powerful thing. There's something equally powerful when someone else knows our name. If you're walking through a mall or down a busy street and somebody yells at, "Hey, you're probably not going to turn around unless they yelled it in your ear. But if you're walking down a busy street or in a mall or something and someone calls out, "Hey, Rachel," or even more specifically, "Hey, Rachel Parker," I'm going to stop and turn around. I always turn if I hear the name Rachel because there aren't that many of us out in the world. There's something powerful about knowing someone's name. There's also something powerful about acknowledging that sometimes our names need to change. Like Naomi wanting to be called Mara. She was bitter, she was hurt, she was devastated that she felt that her God had taken everything away from her. And the thing is that he didn't. Things were taken from her, as happens in life. But God was also planning more for her, things she couldn't understand. And in allowing herself to fall into a place of thinking of her name should be called bitter, she allowed herself to go to a deep place that it's fair that she did. It's understandable. But it was not a place that God called her to be. God called her to be Naomi, to be the grandmother of nations, to be the descendant of, or the ancestor of Jesus himself. It's important that we pay attention to what we're called. And there may indeed be times when we say, you know what, my name no longer suits me, or I don't like the people who named me this, whether it's our parents or a nickname or something. And we have the right to take that back. We have the right to reclaim our identity and to name ourselves. And it's important that we do so carefully and gently, but it's also important that we allow other peoples to do so carefully and gently as well. We are living in a time when we are recognizing that there are people who have grown up feeling that they are very different than what their parents thought they were. And I think it's important that we acknowledge that. And if they come to us and say, my name is no longer Michael, but Michaela, or my name is no longer, um, you know, Dawn, Dawn, but I want to go by Dawn, Don, that's okay. We must honor what people are asking us to honor in them. It's not our call. They're not asking us to change our names. They're simply asking us to respect the name that they feel that they are in their hearts. So, what is your name? What is the name of your heart? Is it the same as the one you already have? Or maybe it's time to find a new name, a nickname, or even a legal name. Wherever you're called to be in this time in your life, allow your heart to name that place in this time and accept the call that God is having on you to live into who you are called to be. And share that name widely if it's something that you're proud of. If it's something you're shy about, be gentle with it. But always remember, your name is a part of who you are, and it should be an honor. It should be an honor for you to hold, and it should be an honor for others to hold as well. So, what is your name? My name is Rachel. I am a wife. I am a child. I am a stepmother. I am a bishop. I am all of those things, but mostly I am Rachel. Have a great day and God bless you. I'll see you again tomorrow for Feel Good Friday on Church at Home with Rachel.